welcome to another episode of Legalese Translator. My name is Heather Gray-Litwin, and with me is Toronto civil litigator Heather Douglas. Hi, Heather.
Hi.
Today, we're going to talk about the word jurisdiction. We see that word pop up from time to time when we're doing legal research. So, Heather, what does jurisdiction mean?
Jurisdiction refers to the type of case and area that the court can hear. So certain geographical areas the court has jurisdiction over, and certain types of disputes the court will have jurisdiction over. So for example, if you are appealing a decision, then that would go to an appellate court in that jurisdiction. If you have a dispute that arose in Ontario, then most likely you're going to go to an Ontario court. If you have a case where all the facts arose from Alberta, then most likely the Alberta court will have jurisdiction. And then depending on what kind of dispute it is, then you'll be at a different type of court in Alberta. So there's different types of courts, and there's also different geographies within the country you're in, the province you're in. So it all can be put into subsets.
Okay. So that's why when you go on Canly and when you're doing your legal research and you see that word there, jurisdiction, and then you can pick like Ontario or Alberta or British Columbia. So that makes sense.
You can pick different areas, and you can pick different levels within that area. And also most courts, like in the province of Ontario, they have multiple areas in Ontario that you would be going to.
Great. Okay, so now Heather, I'm going to ask you a few questions because I've come across these examples on the internet when I'm doing my legal research. And so now on the Ministry of Attorney General's website, there's a guide that they give everyone for small claims court. So it says the court has civil jurisdiction over monetary claims up to $35,000. The court has civil jurisdiction. Can you just kind of like translate that for us? What does that mean?
Yeah, so when they are referring to the small claims court, they're referring to a court that's in the Superior Court of Justice that deals with disputes between individuals. So civil, those tend to be cases between businesses or individual people, as opposed to, for example, a criminal case, which would be the Crown against an individual. And with the $35,000 limit, that's telling us that if your argument is about something that is up to $35,000, then you go to that court. So for example, if you're claiming that you had an agreement with someone and they broke it, and the value of that agreement was $30,000, then you can go there. If the value is $35,000, then you can go there. If the value of the agreement and that you want to sue on is worth $75,000 and you're suing for $75,000, then you have to go to a different level of the court.
Let's say you're suing for the $75,000. You could theoretically still go to small claims, but you will never get awarded more than $35,000. Is that true?
Yes, the judge is restricted in the type of remedy that they can award, and their authority is restricted to $35,000. So yeah, you might have a dispute that's worth $75,000, but you're not going to get a judgment for $75,000 in a small claims court in 2021. I anticipate that the jurisdiction will increase as it has been increasing over the years.
That sounds good. Okay, so I have another question now. How do you find out which court has what jurisdiction?
The easiest way is to go on the internet and look at the court's website. And if you're going to a tribunal, look at the tribunal's website. Some tribunals have like exclusive authority, meaning you have to go to that tribunal. In other cases, you can choose which court you want to go to or like what level. Some things have options. Other times you have no option but to go to that body, that tribunal or that court. So an example would be like a certain type of human rights complaint. Depending on how it's worded, you might have to go to the Human Rights Tribunal. You might not have the option to go to the Superior Court of Justice. So it depends on the kind of dispute that you have. Certain things might fall under many different areas, and other ones you're just left with one type of court or like one body to go to.
I see. So do your research first or consult a lawyer before you go ahead and start your case. Now, final question. So what happens if you start a lawsuit like at the wrong court and your limitation period has expired? What happens?
Sometimes it's not fatal. So an example of a common occurrence that can be cured is you have a claim, you're suing for $35,000 and you are in the Superior Court of Justice, you're not in the small claims. And then you find out, oh, the court has increased their authority. There's a way to transfer that case to the small claims court. So you're not always like glued to the court that you started. But in other cases, it might not have that option to transfer a matter. So it really depends on the type of dispute that you're in.
I see. Okay, so great. Well, thanks very much, Heather, for the information, and thank you everyone for watching. If you like our videos, don't forget to click subscribe so that you can be notified of our upcoming videos. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye.